Good day. My name is Ayan Jumel Costillas, a BSA third year student major in plant protection. So for today, our topic will be the communicative coordination in bees. So for the objectives is to learn how other species, especially bees, communicate with each other using non-human language. To learn how this non-human language help them coordinate their behaviors and form their associations. Oh, Carl von Frisch, a scientist who received the Nobel Prize for his research in bee language. However, there are certain issues faced by Frisch about his research, about his research that has been raised by his opponents. First is the improper use of the term language to describe specific behavioral features, and bees do not communicate but find their goals by using their olfactory senses. These Fortunately, these issues has been refuted by Carl von Frisch successfully through his careful constructed experiments. And communication process inherently depend on repertoire of signs. According to the capabilities of bees to communicate, these signs has been identified as behavioral sequences. Communication serves to coordinate action and behavior as well as to form association between linguistic competent individuals. The sign use takes place in regulative, constative, and less frequently in generative linguistic actions, as well or in linguistic behavior that is characterized by regulative, constative, and generative features. However, without sign use, there would be no coordination process. Social interaction. This is a practice that plays an important part in the rules that govern linguistic behavior. Individuals' genetic makeups gives it the ability to communicate in a specific environment. Additionally, it is necessary to learn and remember real-life experiences which orientate inherited abilities by concrete social interactions. Example for this is the swarm behavioral pattern and the colony formation. Usually, warm regions is where honeybees originally sting, which is the extension of the range into northern hemisphere brought it with the problem of how to deal with longer cold periods or in the winter seasons because winter requires the development of a specific survival strategy that was unnecessary in geographic and phylogenetics origins of honeybees. And there is a question: how does the selection of an appropriate site takes place? Searching for and finding suitable overwintering sites are critical for the survival of honeybees in temperate and more northern latitudes. The selection criteria for the new home are quite differentiated. The height of the entrance hole must lie at least 2 meters above the ground in order to effectively rule out any disturbance of the colony by the other animal. The opening of the hole should be no longer than 50 centimeters in order to permit reliable regulation of hive's internal climate in winter, even if the temperature drops to very low values. In finding their appropriate sites, it includes the scouts where we find for the sites, and when it come back to their hives, they perform a particular dance so called waggle dance. This dance resembles a figure of eight in whose central section the abdomen is waggled, but it does not include pollen and nectar. The new hive can be up to 10 kilometers away from the original sites, and its search period lasts to more than 3 to 4 days. The sign mediated interaction of foraging. Foraging bees. These are the bees that are responsible for finding suitable food for sources and have experience and possess memory. On this, these foraging bees find for food, and when they find food, they come back to their hive and perform a waggle dance, just like said earlier, which is resemble a figure 8 in whose central section the abdomen is waggled. But in this, it includes pollen and nectar. However, the waggle dance sequences are relevant to all encountered foragers, prompting them to collect food in the prescribed direction and prescribed distance. There are indicated distances through their wagglings or through their waggling. Waggling for 1 second is equivalent to 500 meters, and waggling for 2 seconds is equivalent to 2 kilometers. Most of honeybees are diurnal, which is most of them are color blind in moonlight. One species which flies on moonless nights has been observed, and it recognizes landmarks only through starlight. The bee dances and their meanings. The first dance would be the run dance, a call to search for food in all directions within the radius of 25 meters. And this illustration shows how they perform the round dance. Then the waggle dance. Waggle dance describes the direction of destination in terms of the respective position of the sun and defines the distance. This illustration shown in the presentation shows how they perform the waggle dance. And the tremble dance describe conspicuous type of movement made by the successful returning foragers. In this, they easily make their way across the honeycomb, bumping into colony members and inform them that something is going on. Example for this is they already found an available food. Then the rock dance. It serves more to indicate a general dancing mood than to impart any specific message. This dance is carried out by foragers that are emptying their honey sacs and involves intermittent directed tail wagging. Then the fifth is the sickle dance. Sickle dance is the opening of the sickle in the dance pattern denotes the direction to the feeding sites. And this illustration shows how they perform it. And the buzzing run. This is assigned to disperse. The buzz scouts barge through the interlocked bees in the swarm in an undirected zigzag course and audibly buzz their wings. And the seventh is the cleaning run. Bee shakes its body from one side to another. Vibration dance. Takes up contact with another whereby it rapidly vibrates its abdomen. However, the meaning for this dance has not yet been deciphered, although there is a strong evidence that involves a communication from combining dance and acoustic signals. And lastly is the jitter dance. Expression of neurotic behavior and is disregarded by surrounding bees. And research has shown it to be a result of traumatic experience such as severe impact, poisoning, injury to appendages, or extreme state of alarm. And forms of communication beyond dances. Other form of communication. Various wing beating frequencies and abdominal vibration. These forms of communication can transmit movement frequencies on suitable substrates. Other bees are able to identify their meanings. This is evident in the specific reaction to certain frequencies. And odors. Odors can be guide for entrance. The bees positioned at the entrance hole of the hive beat their wings to have the smell of their scent glands toward the arriving workers and thus guide them to the entrance. Also, it can be used to mark for food. The scent glands are used also to mark food or the certain food sources, enabling other bees to find these sites more easily, and can be used for alarm. When bees are threatened or attacked, they extend their sting and wear their wings to exude an alarm sound which is not identical with bee poison. This alarm induces members of the colony to attack, and this attack is generally directed at moving objects in the vicinity. And that will be all, and thank you.